You're gonna be somebody someday. Someday you're gonna be somebody. You're gonna be a propped up fraud like Albert Einstein, cross-dressing son of a bitch. You're gonna be a propped up fraud like Albert Einstein, cross-dressing son of a bitch. You're gonna be a propped up fraud like Albert Einstein, cross-dressing son of a bitch. You're gonna be nobody. And if you're nobody, you won't have to care, because nobody cares about nobody. You won't have to care about reincarnating into a butterfly. I've been thinking about aging lately, actually. Skin, Jazzerciser. So yeah, when you age, when you see that age tell on somebody's neck, that's just loose skin. It's not because they're not chewing. They're not because they're not doing a Jazzerciser or mewing, holding their tongue against the top of their mouth. It's just some weird, unknown phenomenon that happens when people age. Hey, you should be lucky you're aging and not dead with everything that's going around, right? You should be just happy, be happy you're alive, and you didn't die from a heart attack like DMX or what was it, Hank Aaron? You know, Hank Aaron, he wanted to show the black community that it's safe, so he got the thing, and now he's dead. So heart attacks are a very common thing, and that's a quick killer. That's a quick way to kill somebody. Actually, probably the quickest. So if you want to kill somebody quickly, easily, that's seems to be the chosen method. So if you do have some kind of nefarious stuff floating around in your veins, you might want to be cautious as speeding that up, you know, like speeding up razor blades. You know, one analogy I heard, this person's dead now, but he said it was like razor blades inside your, little tiny razor blades inside your, cutting you up, little tiny cuts. Kind of scary. I mean, obviously it's not a real razor blade, but it's just like an analogy comparable to something that's really small, but making a bunch of small cuts. Kind of scary, yeah. Kind of freaky. So, but yeah, you definitely want to be all you can be. Be all you can be. Be the best version of yourself, right? So I'm still trying to figure out my face. You know, I need to see a dentist. I'm trying to work out a few facial issues. But you should just stay on cardio, keep that on point, because regardless if you're doing mewing or chewing or jaw exercise, or if your teeth are effed up or perfect, it can't hurt to stay in shape cardio wise, so you at least you won't have extra fat. I'm kind of noticing that in Janet too. I mean, her teeth are nice and good, and she talks, she looks okay, but I'm noticing like the cheek area kind of start to sag down like that, you know, when this part will come down further, you know, so you'll have a whole section of your face kind of plump out and then go down. So you want to avoid that. Yeah, just basically been thinking about aging. That's my main. And I guess if you have some kind of thing going around, a blood thing, you know, that might be self-spreading, you might have it even if you don't want, if you chose not to get it, you might have it anyways, right? And who knows, it might cause increased aging. It might cause you know, I've been under a little bit of a increased stress lately because of certain things. Okay, right here, then here, and maybe here. So certain things, because, you know, I was getting picked on. I was getting bullied for, you know, as a personal issue. Well, we're listening to the radio in the car, you know, these little triggers, you know, in my arm or my skin. I was getting triggered and picked on and kicked, you know. Somebody was pushing my buttons, so I decided to push back. Sometimes, you know, so I decided to push back, and then they push back too. So that's how it works. You push my buttons and I push yours, and then you push mine again, and it just goes on from there, right? But normally I don't instigate. I try not to instigate any kind of conflict. Obviously, there's nobody here but me. There's nobody. You figure, well, there's nobody here. What do you mean you're being triggered? What do you mean you're listening to the radio and somebody's triggering you? What are you talking about? Well, I guess I can't say. But what's going on? So that's what's been on my mind lately, just aging. I want to age well. I don't want this line. I don't want that line there or there. I don't want these lines here. These are kind of new. I don't want a facelift. I don't want cuts, but I don't want this. I don't want that. So I could. So the Jazzerciser, you do it with your front teeth. So even if back teeth are jacked up, you just do it with your. It does look funny, but you just do it with your biting on your front teeth. I don't know if that's correct or good. I could do that. I could put my tongue on the roof of my mouth, which I guess is mewing. Funny how much I say mewing. I really don't even know what the fuck I'm talking about. But I have an idea, and you're supposed to do it basically when you're young, not when you're older. Yeah, I don't know, just kind of feeling like I'm kind of aging more. I mean, we're all aging, but I just feel, sometimes I feel like it's sped up, you know? So, I'm not always thinking about myself. I'm thinking about my daughter. She's, what, 8 years old? She's, you know, I tell her, her mom puts her in this school with this thing over her face, and her mom, and that's for 10 hours. So from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. they go to the Boys and Girls Club. She has this thing on her face where you're breathing back in your own carbon dioxide. You're not getting the right amount of oxygen. So I think about her, and I'm concerned about her. And I did pull her out of school, her and her sister. But they're there again. They're back. So they're about to get out right now. It's almost 6. It's 5:45 almost. Imagine 10 hours. I mean, I can't stand wearing it at all. So this is horrible. This is horrible. Horrible things going on in America. The military, for all intensive purposes, are not fighting for your freedom. They're fighting for Israeli, Jewish interests, or global. Let's say globalists. Of course, Trump made it illegal to talk about Israelis or Jews or whatever, if it's a race or religion. I think Trump signed something saying you can't say bad things about these people. Imagine Trump signing a law saying you can't say bad things about Irish, French, Arabs, or any other group, just signing something in America saying don't talk bad about those people. So we all know ADL, the Defamation League, that's who's policing YouTube. So it's a fucking shame. Our military doesn't work for the interests of the United States. The government doesn't represent the people. It's pretty much rogue military, rogue government. It's all bullshit. So we were seeing, you know, forest fire right after Trump got elected in 16, 17, 18, yeah, 2016. I guess that was 2016, right? Because then 2020 was the next election, or the next whatever. But yeah, there was forest fires. That's when you started seeing the real attacks on the homeland, Homeland Security, attacks on the homeland, with these, I'm going to say directed energy weapons up north, Northern California and the Smoky Mountains. We saw that immediately after the election, matter of fact, immediately. We saw Middle America being burned, then Northern California scorched, Paradise, California. What was that, Operation Campfire? So that was through Trump's whole presidency. You have these elitist military whatever using fucking weapons, burning the fucking people out of the town. That's America. It just keep in the fucking bullshit. It doesn't end, does it? It doesn't end. You know, Tupac said, "It don't stop till the casket drop." But I guess, you know, you want it to stop. Stop the bullshit. It's just it seems like a never-ending story of bullshit. So why did Trump play along? Why did he sign deals with Moderna? Why did he, why did he play along? I don't know. I don't know. But what's been on my mind? Well, if you're feeling lonely or, so I restrung, I wanted to do something with rose quartz. I was going to make a bracelet because, certain times you feel kind of under attack, you feel lonely, you feel, I don't know, there's a rock for every situation, I think, or issue. So I decided, and rose quartz is one of my favorites. It's been one of my favorites for a while. If I have a girlfriend or a girl, I'd want to give her a rose quartz necklace, for instance. Let's see, I think I gave one to Lori. We weren't really even going out, but we were walking through a kind of swap meet deal, and they had this really nice one, and really nice round rose quartz piece, and the guy strung it together on the string, and then he tied the double knot so you can adjust it. Really nice. So yeah, rose quartz, but for me personally, I like it. I like to use it for me, on me, but of course it's pink, it's good for women, right? So yeah, I decided I want a rose quartz necklace or bracelet. That I think I need some rose quartz in my life right now because I'm feeling kind of empty, kind of and that's my suggestion to you. I was also just telling you but so I was going to restring the rutilated quartz here. Let's pull this out here. I was going to restring the rutilated quartz, which is, tourmalated quartz. I'm sorry, tourmalated. So tourmalated because it's black tourmaline. You can see the black shards there. So that's a black shard of tourmaline and kind of like a foggy looking quartz, right? Now that's tourmaline, black tourmaline in its raw form. So rather than putting a rose quartz, when I was doing the tourmaline, because I was going to mix just like I had before, a piece of rose quartz in the center and the black tourmaline, which I found goes good together, because that rose quartz will give it that nice pull, that warmth pull, and then the tourmaline, which is grounding and all that. So I really like that combo. But instead, I just did tourmaline and tourmaline, right? Okay, I did tourmaline and tourmaline. And I just put the rose quartz in my pocket. So I still kind of have it together. So yeah, and before that I was wearing citrine and obsidian, because yeah, I did feel like I was under a lot of negativity, like a really, I don't know. There's a lot to be angry about though. Hey, you know, my daughter's being abused in a mask for 10 hours. There's a lot to be pissed about, you know. And the mother doesn't really care. She doesn't care. A lot of parents don't. Every parent, I picked her up from school. Every parent there doesn't. They're not smart enough. They have no idea they're abusing their child. That's abuse. They don't connect the dots up here. It doesn't register. You'd think it would register when you put a mask on the parent. Hey, wear this shit. Wear it for 10 hours. You know, when you're a cop or whatever, I mean, they don't shoot you to see what it's like being shot, but I think they pepper spray you, right, sometimes. So you know what it feels like, or tase, I don't know. The police too. The police, that's been on my mind. And yeah, I back the blue, right? I know it's cliche, but I back the blue. Obviously I don't back the blue that if they arrest people for not wearing a mask, stupid shit. I've seen a lot of stupid shit during this crap. The blue should be law enforcement. They should know the fucking law, first of all. I've seen, you know, in Hawaii, I was watching this clip. They're kicking people. If the store calls the cops, they side with the store, even though the store can't tell you to wear a diaper on your head, right? That's your civil right. The store can say, well, it's our policy that everybody has to wear a diaper on their head. Well, what the fuck is that, you know? Well, what if you don't, well, we won't serve you. So there's a lot of reasons people don't have to, they you know, that a face covering, regardless if you think if it works or not, but there's a lot of reasons somebody that could be traumatic to somebody. So it's literal lawlessness is what it is. So when a store calls the police and want the police to enforce a lawless thing that's lawless, that's where everything, the rubber meets the road, and that's where you side, you support tyranny or you support freedom, right at that point, that juncture. So when the police side with these corporations, you know, whether it's an airplane kicking a whole family off a plane because the little girl is fooling with their mask and not wearing it right, and the police or the law is not siding with freedom. They're not siding with freedom, right? With the law. That's the fucking law. There's no mask law. So when they side with these corporations or with these stores, they are not being, that's unlawful. Public accommodation. Oh, they're going to say, oh, well, it's public accommodation. Meaning public accommodation. So they don't know they don't know the law. Like, you think they would have to know the law. So yeah, I back the blue, I guess, but then, generally speaking, obviously I don't back the BLM. I mean, I'm not like a bootlicker. I do have a half brother who's like a police, or he went to be a cop in Vegas. And I do have the whole thing that happened with Liz and everything also. So, but of course, generally speaking, we support law and order. We don't support the fuck BLM, fuck all the communist motherfuckers, fuck the media, communist media, fuck the ADL, fuck you, you fucking ADL, born out of what, that Jewish secret, the Jewish fucking secret agency, B'nai B'rith, whatever bullshit. Leo Frank, the fucking child rapist, murderer, who tried to pin it on a black guy. There's your fucking birth of ADL, the Defamation League. That's what you are. You're the Defamation League. All you do is talk shit about people and deplatform them. You're not the Anti-Defamation League. You're the Defamation League. You attack people, and you're not, and you're the most protected out of everybody. You got Trump signing laws saying you can't talk about people. Meanwhile, you're deplatforming people. You're taking away free speech. You're fucking literal communists. I don't know what the fuck. This is what Trump supports too. Do you see what the fuck they're doing? Breitbart, hello Breitbart, I know you're a Jewish organization. Well, you're complaining about being banned from YouTube, shadow banned, blah, blah, blah. Who the fuck do you think is doing it? Your own Jewish brothers, the ADL. Hello. Hello, friend. Help me out. So we got, what do we got? The Jewish communists or the Jewish Zionists? Pick one, right? One's so we got the Democrats, which are the communist Jews, and then you got the Republicans, which are just only Zionists, which is not as bad as communists, right? But they have the same goal, which is what? What, to bring back Moshiach? You want to bring back Moshiach and the mark of the beast? 666, oh, 666, 666, 666, oh, it's a mark of the beast, yeah, dirt. There's never going to be an end. Here, guys, the climax of the Bible, there's never going to be an end. Do you think the Revolutionary War, do you think the Revolutionary War, the people who fought, the British, whatever, were they waiting for Jesus to come back? Were they saying the end is near? Is that how you win? By waiting for Jesus? Yeah, we're just going to wait for Jesus to come back and save us. Don't fight. So another thing that's been on my mind is the church. The church is, for the most part, a passive, pushover, basic bitch organization. I mean, the Crusades and all in the Catholic Crusades, they didn't used to always be so nice, but now they're just being pushed over by all the homosexuals. The churches are, they're waving the rainbow flag. They stand for absolutely nothing, most of them. Now, there's some good churches in Christianity, but I want to say for the most part, Christians, it's not really proactive. It's more of a passive religion. It's not active. It's more passive. Well, they're not fighting back as they should, as hard as they should. Some are, some are. But I want to say a lot of them, most of them, I just don't see it. So, yeah, police. I support the police. I don't support what happened in 2020. But you got to understand who does support what happened in 2020. Who does support the BLM? Homeland Security. Homeland Security supports the BLM. Homeland Security supports burning down your cities, which is what they did in 2020, and tearing down your statues, erasing history. Notice all the Catholic churches being burned. Now, I'm not religious. I'd say I'll side with Christianity, but I really am not religious. I've been raised Christian, and if when it comes to anything, I'll side with Christians because I know where they stand. I know they're not going to be, for the most part. Hopefully, they're not going to be homosexuals, et cetera, et cetera. And I don't think Christians would have kidnapped or murdered Elizabeth either. So if you're a Christian and you participate in like a kidnapping and a murder and a eating somebody alive, like happened to Elizabeth Ann Walker Beach, I think that's an odd type of Christian. So you're not a Christian. So yeah, yeah, the military. You're not military. Hello. Is Joe Biden your commander in chief? Or was this a military coup so you could, because Trump didn't want to go to war with Russia, so you removed him so you could continue with your war? Is that it? Hello? Military, are you fighting for my freedom? Because my daughter's in a mask for 10 hours a day. Should I fight for her, or do we have military to fight for our freedom? Because I keep hearing somebody's fighting for my freedom. I just want to know. Hello? Hello? A military, hello? Are you there? Hello? So, yeah, fuck the BLM. Fuck you. The ADL, same thing. Communist motherfuckers. They hate America. They hate you. They hate God. What else? What else should I say? It can get worse. It could be worse. It could be like South Africa. It can get better. It could be better too, and it is better. You move different places, it's better and worse in different places, and there's reasons why it's that way. There's reasons why it's a certain way in Portland, Oregon, where the police sometimes side with Antifa and they set up church pastors and all this stuff, and the police are in on it with Antifa. So I'd say it's worse there, and it's worse in certain areas, and it's better and not as bad in other areas, okay? So it can be better or worse. Yeah, in the Canadian police, a lot of them sign up to do good, But if it turns out, like the military, for instance, if you haven't figured out that you're just working at this point, you're just doing the bidding of a globalist, communist, elitist. If you can't figure that out yet, that's all you're doing. Oh, you want to serve your country, you sign up. I want to, and the military and police kind of go hand in hand. A lot of people, they'll get out of the military, and then domestically they'll become a police officer, stuff like that. That happens a lot. So you got the same caliber of people, but when you're just following orders or doing stuff, they haven't been fighting for freedom. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. All right, the people who are their moms. They're just independent groups, and maybe there's factions within the government, behind the scenes fighting. But if I was to say just what I can see happening, I don't see the military, and they just take orders anyways. They don't. And I guess they're taking orders from Biden, right? Is that what's going on? Is Biden and his son and the whole gang, they're in charge, right? Is that am I correct on that, or am I missing something here? The whole Trump, Putin, Trump, Russia. So we saw in the run-up to the 2020 election, or 2016 election, we saw the Democrat candidates were pro-war, they were anti-Russia, they were pushing the war narrative, or beating the war drums to get elected. So they're in the pocket of the military-industrial complex, probably, the media-industrial complex, which work hand in hand with each other. The media, oftentimes, they sell the wars for the military-industrial complex. So they'll sell the war, and then the military will go do their thing, right? So they all work together, the gangs. And Trump really, he's like, oh, well, I want to be friends with Russia. Why can't we be friends? So he might not have had a lot of allies in the military because they're kind of like corrupt as well, and they're not protecting their own men from getting stuff in their veins that might harm them. I think it was like 200,000 dropped out because of this, and that many more have been injured. So whether there is a war with Russia or not, the war has already been on the military members themselves. Without a foreign war, it's internal. They don't give a fuck about you. What the fuck are you doing there? You're not fighting for your freedom, for the people in your country. You can't even fight or defend yourself. What the fuck are you fighting for? Why the fuck are you there? You're just a pawn. Don't give me this respect bullshit. They don't respect you. How can it be any clearer? Respect. Oh, where's the respect? You don't respect yourself. You can't fight for yourself, defend yourself. And you can't defend, and you're not defending anybody else. So drop it. Drop the bullshit. Drop the charade. It's all political. We got to go to the courts. Well, the courts say we can take your baby and inject them. Well, we can't depend on them because we got to go to the courts, and then we got to listen to that, and then we got to go to, oh, okay. So I guess that's all that I have to say for now. I just wanted to say something because everybody's talking shit, forced scarcity. They want to kill as many people as possible. The killing started before any kind of foreign wars started. The killing started. The deaths have started. The death tolls. From people getting heart attacks, myocarditis, stuff like that. Thanks to Trump and warp speed. So the warp speed, I guess they figure, hey, we'll just before we go to war with Russia, we'll, kill off, drop 200,000 of our military, make them quit because they don't want to be force injected with something, and then we're going to force inject others that do take it and damage them, and then we're going to go to war with Russia, but then we're just going to use machines and bots anyway, so we don't need the humans anyways. So really, we're not losing anybody because we don't need the motherfuckers anyways. Right? Don't need ya. Don't need ya. Respect. Oh, respect. Thank you for your freedom, your respect. Brr. Well, the media's got everybody's heads up their asses, Which way's up? Which way's up? I don't know. Which way is up? Which way's down?